Do you still love me or not?
I need something outside. Hi, welcome to Frankly Loverly. It's day 21. This video is a little late, but tomorrow's video, I don't think I'm going to push it too much past midnight, but yeah. We're going to get into it. Today we're doing a ranking video. It's a tier ranking video today because I wanted to try one. I wanted to do one. I love tier ranking videos. I always watch ones about makeup and stuff. Makeup, movies. Somebody did one on like childhood cartoons. Really like those. So I wanted to do one on internet topics, like debate topics and debate topics. The word debate's used really loosely here. I narrowed it down so it's not just all internet topics. It's ones having to do with money and finance. I thought that would fit better here. I could do something else. I was gonna do one for scary movies because it's October. But here's the thing. I have made the ranking tiers in terms of certain states' signature dish. So of course I'm going to start with Maryland and the crab cake. So each tier is by crab cake. Crab cake components. So break it down into like, so S tier, also known as Super Saiyan tier in my head, is, the top form. Obviously that's crab meat. If the topic is crab meat, meaning it is absolutely needs to be discussed over and over again. Love to hear about it. I love to hear about it personally. And it's something that is so important, I don't think it should ever leave the debate circle. Tier A, which is the best grade you can get in school. So it's up there, but it's not Super Saiyan. So these are topics that are really, really good topics. You like to hear about them. They're very popular. They get a lot of traction because everyone's got a lot of opinions, but they are maybe somewhat, they're not something you're going to hear about all the time, and maybe they're not as divisive, That's Old Bay, because Old Bay is honestly the second most important thing in the crab cake, like besides maybe butter, you know what I'm saying? So we call this Old Bay butter. Okay. Then we have B, which is the mayo and mustard tier. Now that is very important, but the ratios can differ from person to person, how much you like it, if you like either one of them at all, because it depends on your personal preference, and so that's why it's a little bit tricky. So with B, it's like these are super sensitive topics. It may be getting made more important than it should be, but you could get to that discussion later. That's how I feel about it. C is bread. Now y'all know bread is filler. So everyone that goes in this category, it's kind of like filler topics where I'm like, the internet just likes to fight about it. That's how I feel. So that's what's going to go in C. Something kind of like a filler. Still important because bread is part of the recipe. It's just not anyone's favorite part. Don't go eating a crab cake to be like, what bread is that? Like, these are the discussions where you're kind of just like, come on, like, y'all really gonna make me go through this again? And then F, which is salt and pepper. I don't think they're trash ingredients or anything like that. It's more like salt and pepper, your usage or lack of or overzealousness of can ruin crab cakes. Things I feel like that have ruined the discussion space. Like bringing it up, I'm like, okay, so we're gonna start with the first topic. So I don't know if I finished that because all kinds of foolishness just went on outside. The first topic is beauty techs being so expensive, or beauty techs really charging outrageous prices for terrible service. Videos like this.
Story time on how my stylist canceled on me the night before my hair appointment after I just drove 3 hours from my college.
I'm currently sitting waiting to get my hair braided. I have 1 minute until I'm technically allowed inside.
I mean, there's a late fee if you're late.
but I can't walk in 5 minutes early.
You ever had to hold your hairstylist baby for 12 hours while she did your hair?
I cut my own hair because a few years ago I got traumatized. On even when I say this, she was the roughest hairdresser ever, yanking my hair.
Honestly, this topic is wild to me because people in this economy, people are paying money because they value the service, right? People are going deep in the pocket to get the money for these services. And I remember when people used to get hair braided for $50, $75. Obviously, times have changed, right? Prices go up even if our salaries don't go up. So when you're an independent contractor, I think you need to get the sweet spot, like, braid hair, or do a sew-in, or get somebody's wig together, or do nails. Waxing is another big one that's been on the table. Yeah, so I understand both sides, but I feel like in this instance, oh right, and in each topic I'm giving my opinion. I feel like sometimes the independent contractor, aka the beauty tech, they're not gauging the market. They're really only thinking about a profit margin. And honestly, I don't think a lot of people are really thinking through their profit margin. They're just, trying to make as much money as they can because work might be really unstable right now. But part of business is realizing that work can sometimes get unstable because of social and economic conditions. And those conditions are people and how they feel about their money at the time. How far does their dollar go at the time? And so in this economy, in the last couple of years right now, the prices have gone astronomical. The supplies and everything have changed. People understand that. Nail prices going up. People understand that. It's just the percentage that they go up shoots up so high. It doesn't fit into people's budgets anymore. And then the beauty techs are, talking a lot about their customers. That's not going to help. They can't possibly think that's going to help people want to come to you. Like, nobody wants to be called a broke bitch and then come back for more. Like, that's abuse. That's becoming an abusive relationship. I'm not going to come to your place. Even if you didn't call me the broke bitch, you called some other person who couldn't pay it a broke bitch. This is wild. People can't afford things anymore. They're mistaken. You should... if people can't afford it, they can't afford it. But don't go calling people names. So, honestly, with this tier... this beauty tech's in the expensive tier, I feel like it's not getting through people's head business wise, how to do things within scale, like how to price match your market. I feel like is one big key of a thriving business, price matching your market. So not necessarily like being the same or lower than your competitors, but finding an even playing ground between how much people spend on beauty services, how much they want to spend on beauty services, and how much you need to keep your beauty service going. There's a sweet spot for everything. I feel like that discussion does need to be had more. But they're really talking shit about people, and sometimes some of these beauty techs aren't very good, but they are charging exorbitant prices. If you are just learning, you need to be, honestly, no one has to work for free, but you may need to work for cheap, especially if you are learning on people. There are hospitals, teaching hospitals. That's their gimmick. You can get a lot of free services at teaching hospitals because somebody is learning in your mouth. If you're going to be learning on top of my head, if you're going to be practicing on my body, you need to be cheaper than that. You do. So, I don't know. But this topic, honestly, bread. This topic is bread because it's a necessary discussion, but honestly, I don't want to hear it from certain sides. You know what I mean? Because I don't think the right angle of the discussion is happening. Because at the bottom line, it's about money, as all these topics are. It's about money, but it's like no one's talking about how it's really not the consumer's fault. And I'm not a customer's always right girl. I've been in customer service way too long to feel that. And we all know now, right? That the whole phrase, we've all learned the whole phrase. We just forget it sometimes. So we all learned the whole phrase was the customer is always right in matters of taste. So I'm not always a customer's right kind of girl, but in this instance, because it's a purely taste kind of thing, you need to listen to your customer, especially when they want a certain thing done, and then the person's like, well, I made the wig the center part because it looks better, and that's what I do. And it's like, you mean that's all you can do, but you booked my wig to make it a you part. Stop playing with me. It's bread. All right, next topic. Girls' trips to Miami. This one, honestly, we can argue about it because the main theme in Miami is that someone always comes there with no money. That actually goes into another topic that's much later, a sensitive issue. I think it depends on who you are in the group is gonna be your stance. My personal advice for these girls trips in Miami, because everyone's like, never do them, these girls trips in Miami ain't gonna beat the allegations of breaking up friend groups. And I agree, because the friend group is never really solid to begin with when I'm hearing these stories. So my biggest advice for a girls trip, if you're planning a girl trip, don't ever be the friend of the friend hosting the thing and not the friend group. Do you understand what I'm saying? If there's like a group of 4 or more, you should have more than one other person that you are friends with that is going, and it'll be a better chemistry for the group. If you are going on a trip with your friends from wherever the hell and all of y'all are friends together, don't you go bringing your other friend that they don't really know. Like, you bring your other friend because that's your best friend, or you bring your other friend because she's a good time, or you bring your other friend because she organizes really well. She may be all organized and the most organized, but she's going to start fighting with one of these other girls that you're friends with because they don't know each other. They don't know each other, and they don't know each other how they're going to do with trips, money, strange circumstances, societal pressure from all the, because Miami's a looking glass kind of city, so you don't know how people are going to react to the attention they get or don't get, the attention someone else gets. When you're in groups, sometimes people feel kind of uncomfortable when somebody's getting more attention than them, or they're just getting less attention than they thought they would in general. People get real weird. That's men and women, but we are talking about girls trips, so it's just like, and then if you're the one friend, especially if you are planning everything because your friend's like, you're the one, they might feel some type of way because they're like, who does she think she is telling us what to do? She's not even our friend. She's so-and-so friend. So that's my thing. Like, the ratio needs to be, if you're gonna have a group of 4, you gotta be friends with 2 people in that group. If you have a group of 5, you gotta be friends with 2 to 3 people in that group to make it comfortable. There should be more friends that overlap than not, is what I'm saying. Don't be the one friend coming in, and don't be the friend that brings your one friend. You're asking for a terrible situation. That is the number one thing. But I feel like this conversation, honestly, like, it's hilarious when I watch it, like, out of pure entertainment wise, having it on in the background, lots of fun. So they get to be, honestly, is anything gonna make they get to be mayo and mustard, because this is important. I know we all want to participate, but if you don't, it's kind of like stand in it. You know what I mean? If you on the trip, it's like, look, I don't have but so much money. Or you're like, oh my God, I don't have as much money as I thought. Express yourself. And if you have more than one friend there, obviously, they're going to understand, like, okay, maybe you won't come out with us. Or, okay, maybe you just want to drink water. No one's going to be like, look at her over there eating another sandwich because she can't afford a real meal. Like, that comes from people that aren't your friends. You know, your friends are going to be like, yeah, enjoy your sandwich. You know? Whatever. It's an age thing. It's a age and money thing, honestly. And the conversations, mayo and mustard. It's tier B. So the next one is splitting the bill evenly when dinner comes.
Talk of a dinner party, how to split the bill, has the internet divided. The poster, I didn't say that right. No. The poster of the video said, so their friend's birthday dinner came out to be a whopping $4,600. But the birthday girl insisted she shouldn't have to pay and her friends should all split the bill evenly.
Either I'm going to pick up the bill and that's going to be what it is as their gift. Don't ask for anything else.
I want nothing
Or
else.
if it's something astronomical and other people are like, hey, we want to make sure that they get whatever they want, great. The three of us will do it. But to invite everyone there.
If I order a round of shots for the table,
That's your responsibility.
that is going on my bill.
Yeah.
And so I do think that we are getting into this culture where people are like, let's just evenly split things, but we're not evenly yoked
We're
at
not
this
even
table.
You guys just want to split this evenly?
Sure. Love it.
What the f? I only had a salad and a Coke. These assholes all had steaks, appetizers, and 2 cocktails. How is that fair?
Yeah, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to add a bone-in ribeye to go, please,
Okay.
medium rare, and a grilled artichoke appetizer. Oh, and a piece of cheesecake. And you can just add it to this. Thanks.
Whoa, what are you doing? Just adding a few things to go. All right, split it evenly, right?
I just want to let you know, don't invite me to no more birthday dinners. Don't invite me to no more nothing that involves a large group of people, and we got to pay together.
Dinner every week or two with a group of friends. For whatever reason, all three of them are super pro splitting the bill evenly 4 ways instead of simply paying for what they order.
Where do you stand on tallying up the bill?
Oh, no, split it,
regardless of anything.
I hate if I'm going out in a group, I just want to split. I'll let somebody else deal with it because I don't want the aggro and the admin of. There's always one person, isn't there? There's always one person who didn't have a starter.
9 times out of 10, you're not going to be that person who didn't get the starter.
No.
But you are still saying split the bill, knowing that that person over there didn't have a starter and has been drinking tonic water all night.
Do you know what I'd rather do?
And I got the lobster.
Yep.
Twice.
Do you know what I'd rather do?
Yeah.
Take them out of the equation.
Now, this topic, in the grand scheme of money topics, honestly, it's Old Bay. It's so important because it's cultural and it's about manners. I'm gonna speak in generalizations, obviously, because you don't know every single person in their house. But in this country, in general, I'm gonna narrow it down even more. On the East Coast, it depends on circumstances why you would split the bill evenly. It's always a weird idea, is what I'm saying. People keep bringing it up, but the general consensus is you itemize that bill. It's one of two things. You itemize that bill or someone's covering the whole bill. So like a family with lots and lots of dishes, they might split the bill evenly because of, there's a lot of dishes, a lot of people. Everyone just wants to contribute evenly to the pot. Right? Because in a big family dinner kind of situation, everyone's ordering something, everyone's eating, right? So that's that. Because somebody in your family is kind of the head charge of your family. They're going to take care of your family's portion of the bill. That's what happens. That's when you split the bill evenly. Other than that, if it's just like a small group of you, somebody's birthday dinner, everyone will split the birthday person's bill. Whether they got drinks, food, whatever they got. Most people contribute to split the birthday person's bill. But I am not paying for the whole table. Like, especially if I know people literally come out just to celebrate this birthday person. They might have brought just enough money to give to the birthday person for their meal. That's usually how it's done in this area. And I think other places are like that too. But that's cultural and it's manners. It's weird. Isn't it weird? No one else thinks that's weird. I don't understand the point in trying to make people split a bill with you. Like, that's not even good manners. The other part of the manners is if you come from a more immigrant family in this area, a lot of times there's no such thing as splitting the bill. One person's most likely going to take care of the bill and be like, everybody, I'll take care of that. It's me. Like, they came out prepared to pay for everyone's meal. And that's usually smaller gatherings. It's not going to be like a table of 10 or something like that. But if it's like 4 or 5 people, one person's going to be like, this is on me. You know what I mean? Just randomly. It might not even be the person who initiated the dinner. They just came and they're just so happy to be there with everyone. They probably make the most money, and they just want to treat their family and friends or something like that. Whoever's here, family with their friends, and so they pay the bill. That's kind of I feel like a lot of Africans do that. Like Africans in this area, they do that kind of thing where it's like, I'm doing well. Here's dinner. Like, you know what I'm saying? And no one goes to the dinner expecting it. Everyone's like, I'm going to pay, I'm going to pay, I'm going to pay. So they might do that, and then someone else will be like, all right, well, if they're paying the bill, I'm going to leave the big tip. But this topic is salt and pepper. This topic is F. So the topic is an F because I'm tired of people acting oblivious on this topic because y'all know what the right thing is. You just want to do what you want. The next topic is Airbnb versus hotel. Now this one's easy. I don't even have to do a lot of long talking for this one. Airbnb versus hotel. I'm going to pick a hotel every time. Everyone's going to pick a hotel every time. This topic, salt and pepper. So next is a joint bank account. Should you have a joint bank account with your significant other? This topic is crab meat. I'm going to just put it out there. This topic is crab meat. I will never get enough of hearing of this topic. Somebody always needs to hear this discussion. It needs to be tabled, or I should say put on the table at all times. At all times. Because in various stages of your life, you might find yourself in situations where you want a joint bank account. There have been people who have been in a dating relationship, significant other, they're dating exclusively, and maybe they have a joint account for trips and fun things. I think that's a wonderful idea. I do. But it is still a discussion I think needs to be had, because how you handle that account, when you get that account, is very important. My solid advice, my one line of advice for a joint account with a significant other, for any reason, it could be family planning, it could be retirement, it could be because y'all are going to buy a house together, it could be for your wedding, it could be for your children, it could be whatever. It could be for trips, all that stuff. The main point of the joint account, my one line advice is only put as much money in a joint account as you are okay with losing. Okay? That's my bottom line advice, and that is for any stage of your relationship, because you never know what can happen. I always hope the best for everyone. I hope the best for everyone. I don't want any shady business going on. But what I am saying is it's a joint account, and you only have so much pull, so only put the amount of money you're okay with losing in that account. That is a crab meat topic. I feel like I should make a whole video about it, but this is a tier video, so we're going to keep it cute. It needs to be talked about at all times. I don't think it's talked about enough. I think there needs to be more discussion about this topic. We're going to move on, because I'm going to make a separate video about joint accounts. Oh, the next one is kind of hilarious. Okay, the next one is getting flued out. Now, getting flued out is... one is coined by Young Miami, right? But the term getting flued out, she's the one that made it popular. But like somebody flying you anywhere, if you don't know anybody else in that place, honestly, I wouldn't risk it. These are different situations that we're talking about. A lot of people, you get approached by somebody with money. The first thing they want to do is entice you with that money, and they might do it in a calm, non-threatening kind of way, where it's kind of like, I have the money, this is nothing to me. But it is. You know what I mean? Like, it is. Like, it's never gonna not be nothing, because watch, if you stop talking to that person because you don't like their personality, nothing happened, you just didn't vibe with them or whatever, one of the first conversations they probably gonna have with you is about how they flew you out and you ain't never been treated like this before. There's a lot of things. It depends. It all depends. It's a very sensitive topic, but I also think that it's crab meat. No, I'm going to say Old Bay. No, I'm going to say crab meat. I'm going to say crab meat, because it is something that does need to be talked about a little more, because it's beyond, it's not a flex. It's not a flex to get flown out. It's something that either happens to you or it doesn't. And half of the time, the people that fly you out, it's on some bullshit. Like, the long run, like, sometimes some people might find the one, but I feel like it's a power grab because here's the basic thing to me. It's all fun and games, getting flown out, whatever, but honestly, why are you flying me out? You can't spend the time to bring your ass to where I'm at so that I feel safe. You know what I'm saying? Why are you, unless you can bring your ass to my state and we can meet on neutral territory in my state. That way I, the person not being approached, has a little home ground advantage. Okay? And that's what I think is weird because the person's flying you into their territory. And I've never liked that. I'm going to make it Old Bay, honestly, because it's not Super Saiyan topic. It's not something I want to hear over and over and over again, but it is a very important topic. Oh, going on trips, but not doing all the activities. Honestly, I think that's responsible. You want to go on the trips, as long as you've made it clear to everyone the activities that you won't be doing. Because if you're planning a trip properly, you plan the activities ahead of time too. Meaning, so you know how many people are going to be doing the activities. Now, you can't say you'll do them and then back out because you're like, oh no. You need to also be responsibly telling people like, no, I can't do none of those activities. But I have enough money to come on the trip, to pay for my accommodations, and have meals with you guys. But I don't have money for these extra excursions. I don't think that that should be a problem if someone in the group can't do the excursions, but they're like, I'll man the house. Like, I know we're having a group dinner tonight. I'll set up the table or whatever, you know, or I'll just be in here chilling, you know, waiting for y'all to come back. People who get mad at someone who voluntarily leaves themselves out, I think are control freaks, especially if you knew from the jump that they weren't going. Like, say, remember that one that was about like that girl going to Colorado or whatever with a group of friends? Again, if you have more than one friend in the group, maybe it wouldn't be such a tense situation. There was like a girl going to Colorado or whatever, and then she was mad because one girl, she wouldn't do the activities. But I was like, didn't y'all discuss that she wouldn't do the activities beforehand? Did you include her in those activities knowing that she said she only had money for a flight and accommodations? That was weird to me because I'm like, it's like you just want to fight because this isn't your friend. But yeah, I think that it needs to be made clear before you go on the trip. It needs to be, like if you're going on a trip though, specifically for an excursion, I think it's a little weird to go on the trip if you're not going to do the excursions. You go somewhere and there's like other activities, like you can do an ATV ride for $40 more. You can do the hike for $90 more. And you're like, no, I'm just going to come see the Grand Canyon and go. I think that's fine. You can't do the ATV. Maybe you're the person taking the pictures for people. I don't know. You're involving yourself. You're part of the fun. Or you can be like, oh, wow, the Grand Canyon was great. I'll wait here for you guys while you do your ATV trip. As long as you're not tripping, I don't think anyone else should be tripping. If you start tripping, like, oh, my God, y'all not done yet, you need to take your ass home. Because why did you come? I feel like this conversation, it's bread. This conversation bread. Because once again, I feel like while it's something that needs to be discussed, it's, again, about personalities. It's about personalities and it's about money. It's about people clocking each other's pockets. And that is always a discussion that kind of irritates me because if someone said, I can do A, B, C, and not D, and they made that clear, and then they come, and then because y'all don't fuck with them, y'all are like, why she not doing D? Like, she really gonna come all the way out here and not do D? And it's like, but you knew that. Like, so that's why this conversation bred. It's not something I think is, like, stupid, but it is something that irritates me because, once again, I think it's like people just kind of dogpiling on somebody, and it's kind of annoying because it also reads like you don't have any money either. Let's be real. If you that pressed about whether someone else is able to split the bill with you, you don't have enough money either. Now, it's one thing that you owe me money because you signed up for an excursion and then you didn't pay. That's a different thing. But if I came telling you I cannot do this thing and you're mad about it, it's weird. It's weird. That's not the same thing as, hey, I'm coming to do this thing, and then I front the bill for you and then you go home like nothing happened without paying. That's completely different. I'm going to press you out. Like, give me back my money. Give me back my money because that was my money you spent. And we ain't even close like that. Give me back my money. Then we have rich influencers online. Honestly, this one's F. This one's an F because Don't watch them. Some people like to watch how people in completely different circumstances of life live. Some people like to watch because maybe they're like, maybe I can get an idea of what's actually worth spending my money on. This very rich person, you know, they have it. They've had it for however long they said. They're giving a review. Maybe they just want to listen to that person. Maybe they like looking at it because it's nice and it's different than what they live every day. It feels aspirational or something. But if you don't like it, you know, that's the power of social media. You don't have to be there. You don't have to be there. Like, you may see it, but there's a power on every single social media to scroll away. Roll away. This is not a real conversation to me. This is not a real conversation. You don't have to watch the rich influencers if you don't want to. They get to be on the internet like everybody else. And I am not a rich apologist. I honestly don't think billionaires should exist. Millionaires, you're on the cusp. Internet, it's got everybody on there. And some people just like, especially if they staying in their pocket, like, just do your little product reviews, do your little skincare regime, and don't try to be relatable. I feel like just don't, unless you're being relatable to other rich people. Because rich people be on the internet, right? That's how they be snooping on everybody else and stealing ideas. Whatever. That's salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, because I don't need to be having this discussion. I don't need to see this discussion no more. Let people live. And the last one is rage bait as marketing. They used to be very, very popular on YouTube 8 million years ago. But now it seems to be more popular on TikTok. This topic is, I think, B. It's mayo and mustard. It's like this. Why are you doing that? Like, how sustainable do you think this is going to be? And the reason why I put it as B, mayo and mustard, is because it's something that you need to discuss, but depending on the person, you can get a different outcome. Some people think rage bait is funny, right? And they're just like, oh, this is crazy as hell. But I think it's exhausting, and I don't think it's a good long-term scheme. Like, yeah, you'll get traffic and you'll get people noticing you, but once they see the rage bait all the time, some people may be interested. Like, oh, she's not even that bad. It's just rage bait. They're just like, yeah, like some people are like, oh, they're just trolling, and they can kind of skip over that. So it's like a personality thing. So rage bait is the same, where it just feels like they're trolling for attention. And I hate it, and I don't think it's really sustainable for a business. It feels unprofessional. But again, it's all feelings. In today's day and age, it seems like it's very effective. But I would say, how effective is it really? Because people will know you as this thing. I don't know. So it's a topic that should be discussed, but it's like case by case, and that's why it's mayo and mustard. It's case by case. Like, I don't think people will die without it. I don't think it's strictly necessary. But some people are like, no, you gotta have that. You gotta have that. It's part of the internet. It's part of internet culture. Anyway, I'm gonna do more tier videos because I like it. And if you guys have any more topics that you might want to have me tier, go ahead and let me know. Have a good one, huh? Thanks to my junior sister / manager. She helped me pick topics for this video. And I didn't want to make it too long, so I kind of cut some topics. Mine and hers, I kind of cut some topics. But those are the hits. That was, yeah. I liked it. And this is my final tier. What do you guys think? How would y'all tier this, huh? Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Do you still love me or not?
I need 7 outside.